So it can start quite a few different ways. One of them, it actually starts from customer insights and market trends, that kind of thing. So we can actually pull those together from our sales data. We can pull them from other platforms such as WGSN and Mintel. And that will help us build a recommendation on proposals, whether it's just design changes or MPD. There's quite a few different ways. The other one can be actually a trading ask, so coming from the category team. They might identify a gap in our portfolio that tends to do really well in terms of sales, and we'll work together quite collaboratively to build the right recommendation and make sure it's in line with the brand proposition as well. When shaping a new concept, we look at quite a few different things. We look at consumer insights, we look at our ad card data to really get behind what the customers are buying. We also look at socials such as TikTok, Instagram. We use other platforms such as Mintel and WGSN, where it's more about global data and how that filters down into our UK market as well. Category are very much involved from the start. When product come up with the proposal for new product development, or whether it's a recommendation for any changes on our existing ranges, we tend to work collaboratively. So we present to them the idea, or it can work vice versa. They can come to us with the idea if it's working from a performance perspective, and also other things that they've seen in the market. But yeah, we very much work collaboratively from the very start, from the creation through to getting it into stores.
Once product bring us ideas, we have to basically make sure that there's a gap in the market for the category. We have to make sure that the customers want it and it's actually needed and trending. It makes sense for our strategy and would fit in with the rest of the range. And then the next step would be looking at commercials, making sure it's profitable, and just basically making sure that we're going to make money at the end of the day with what they're bringing in and the customer's going to buy it. So when we're deciding what we're going to be bringing in, we first obviously do customer insights. Customers are our biggest insight. They're so precious to us because they're the ones that at the end of the day are in the store and they're buying what we've got on shelf. So we first do the insights, see if they would need anything, if there's a gap, if we're actually missing anything, and then we'll obviously go ahead and implement it and make sure it makes sense at fixture. The commercial factors that influence is obviously we've got to make sure that it's profitable for the category. We've got to make sure that we've got our category margin when we're bringing in new things and it works for us. We've got to make sure that commercially the brand can have a strong promotional plan for the customer, because at the end of the day everyone loves a promotion, and it just makes sense for the profit factor of actually getting the volume in and getting the brands out there for the customers to try and then return back to the category.
So supply get involved, it's different for own brand and prop. So at an own brand point of view, they get involved from the business case. So we have to complete a lot of supply checks to make sure that supply can support the launch of a product. And that can be anything up to a year before a product goes live. If it's a props line, so one of our suppliers that isn't an own brand, we get involved as soon as the merch brief has been locked. So we'll have conversations with our commercial team, the merchandising team and our suppliers to understand what products are going live, how many stores they're going in and what the forecasts are going to look like for those lines. So something that's really important is collaboratively forecasting with our suppliers and making sure that their expectations of a product line up with ours. And we do that quite early on just to make sure that there's no massive discrepancies between their expectations and ours. We also have really close relationships with our commercial teams as well. So they're obviously launching a product because they think it's going to do really well and customers are going to really like it. And we want to make sure that the forecast that we put into our system, make sure that the customers can buy the product that they want and make the launches as successful as possible. I think something that people don't realise is how early on we get involved in the process. particularly for things like Christmas, sun, anything own brand focused. We get involved up to a year before a product's gone live. So when a customer sees it on a shelf, there's already lots of conversations that's happened with supply, commercial, merchandising, a whole array of functional teams just to make sure that the product launches as successfully as possible.